What's up, YouTube? What's up, guys? It's Big Muscle again, and we're on the hustle again. Now, the first thing I would like to do is give a big shout out to YouTube. A big shout out to YouTube for allowing me the opportunity to broadcast and show the rest of the world what I see, places I travel to, and the things that I explore into. Yes, sir. So shout out to YouTube, shout out to Google, and shout out to all my faithful subscribers who've been watching my content. And just to let you guys know, this YouTube channel is created by you. I just produce the content, but you're really in control of what happens with this channel. All the subscribers. This channel I can't do it by myself. It's the subscribers and continued supporters that support the channel makes it work. So thanks to every single subscriber from all over the world. And I'm getting a lot of emails and a lot of inboxes from people all over the globe. It's really overwhelming, and I would like to say a big thank you. Now, I don't have the time to get back to every single respond to every email, and also respond to every inbox right at this drop of a dime, but I can tell you this: I will respond to your emails, and I also will respond to your inboxes and your comments in the comments section. Now, today we're taking this trip down into West Palm Beach, Florida, downtown West Palm Beach, Florida. And we're just gonna loop around the city and take a look at the some of the buildings, roadways, and stuff like that. Yes, we are. So West Palm Beach, Florida is located on the east coast of Florida. It's on the east coast of Florida. Yes, I know it says West Palm Beach, but it's not on the west coast of Florida. It's actually in South Florida, so to speak, and it's on the east coast of Florida. Now, this city started out developing as a metropolitan area, incorporated or something like that, somewhere around the 1880s, but it was really founded a long time before that. Yes, and we're not going to get too much into the history of the city, but as you can see, the city, you can tell why it's called West Palm Beach. There's a lot of palm trees there, and they're beautiful palm trees right around the city, and different factors that contribute to that name, West Palm Beach. Now, this metropolitan has very great nightlife, because I've been down here, what they would call City Place downtown West Palm Beach, and I'm telling you, if you have a chance to visit this city, you'll love the nightlife at City Place. They got a movie theater down there, parking, a lot of valet service to drop off your car in a garage, stuff like that, and nice restaurants, nice music. They have live music from time to time, and it sits right on the intercoastal, right there on the east coast of Florida. Now, what I can say is this: there's one thing I noticed with the emails that I'm getting. All right, so we're going to stick on to the topic of West Palm Beach, but let me get into this real quick. There's one thing I noticed about a lot of emails that I'm getting, and it's the overwhelming number of people who are saying they always want to travel and do stuff, and they always want to explore different places, even in their own country. My subscribers from India, some from London, they want to explore England as a country, and they just want to explore. I got subscribers from Australia, and people generally from all over the world. Now, they say, I'm reading a few of these emails, and what these folks are saying is, some people are saying that, how do you get the time? Where do you find time to do all this traveling and driving and stuff like that? Now, the first thing I can say is, while I was doing a lot of traveling, and some of the travel that I do is for work purposes also, so I use the same time to make great videos of places I visit, and share it with the rest of the world. Okay, so that's one thing, right? So how do you capture all this footage? That's the next question. How do you capture all this footage? Well, to capture footages, you're gonna need cameras and stuff like that. Some may be equipped to attach in your vehicle, and also you need a lot of space to store data, because if you're recording all this footage, you need a lot of space, whether you're gonna store it in the cloud or you're gonna store it on a hard drive or some stuff like that. Now, you don't have to be a tech genius or a big tech person to create a YouTube channel. It's something that can be done by, I would say, most people, and there are people on YouTube telling you exactly how to do this. It's not very hard. I don't really get into the teaching about YouTube, but I can tell you the stuff I know. It's free information, and it's not a secret. You record the videos, and you post them, as long as they're fit for the public and stuff like that, and it's not against YouTube guidelines and those other things. And also, you got to look out for other people's music that maybe in your video could be you could get a copyright strike from that also. So you want your own music and your own footage, right? Because if you use other people's content, YouTube do not allow like music and stuff like that. And there's some folks that find genius ways, I think they call it fair use on YouTube, to create their own videos using other people's videos. But I create all my videos. I like my original stuff. I can do what I want to do with it, and I don't have to be worried about a copyright strike from YouTube or something to that nature. Yes, right? So the other thing I realize is that a lot of people aren't getting to do what they really want to do, or whatever they set out to do when they were as a kid. Say, for example, you're a kid, you're a child, and you're growing up. You have this picture in your brain, and you said, okay, one day I want to travel the world. One day I want to travel my state that I live in. One day I want to travel to different parts of Europe and explore and do stuff like that. Now, what I can say is, one of the things that you really just got to pick up and do it. There's no real set time. There's no great time. There's no perfect time. If you keep waiting for the perfect time, your dreams are going to pass you by. If you're interested in traveling and exploring and doing different things like that, right? So you really just got to get up and do. You put things in place, set up certain things so you don't have major issues, whether it's with family or anything that surrounds your life. You put things in place, and then you go on your quest or journey. And if you can find ways like traveling for work and stuff like that, that's one way where you can travel, see a lot of places, and also cut down the costs, reduce the cost of traveling, and also enjoy yourself. And you can also make a YouTube channel and share it with the rest of the world, show people exactly what you see and stuff like that. Okay? Because one thing I do know is I've talked to a lot of people, I met a lot of people throughout these travels, and one thing I learned mostly from people that are much I would say older or senior, and what they say is, live whatever is in your head. Anything that was in your head as a kid that you want to do in your life, it's very good that you take a chance with yourself and do it. Okay, so that's also another thing, because what you'll come across is that you'll get to a certain age in your life, and then you realize, I always wanted to play chess, I always wanted to go to Las Vegas, I always wanted to go here, I always wanted to go there, and it just never happened. Or you wanted to become a plumber or a software engineer, and you just never got to it. And then you live with that one thing that you never get to do. Okay, you always wanted to go skydiving, you always wanted to be an adventurer or something like that. Okay, So really, you got to take a leap of faith. Look at where you're at with your life and everything else, and just make your mind up one of these days, and put some plans in place, and venture off and do what you really wanted to do ever since you were a kid. Because everyone as a kid, they have this dream in their brain, and life could take you down different paths from time to time. That's what you will find happening. Life will take you down a journey, and then that journey, you're like, okay, how did I end up here? Why did I become a chef? I really wanted to be a television broadcaster. How did I become an airline pilot? I really wanted to become this. I really want to become that. And some people will stop right there in the middle of their tracks and venture off into their real dream, or whatever they wanted to do with their lives, as far as travel, adventure, or just fulfilling your life goals, right? That's good. Now you'll find some folks that they did everything they always wanted to do and set out to do ever since they were a kid. But not everyone is that fortunate to meet that goal, or to get those things in place, ducks in a row, and make things work. But guess what? It's not the end of the world. You can still make it happen as long as there is life. You have hope. And with the age of technology these days, you can really make things work for you. And this is how you got to do. A leap of faith. That's what it takes. Okay. So West Palm Beach, Florida, downtown West Palm Beach. So now we're driving. Now to the right, we have the, I think that's an intercoastal or whatnot. All those yachts, fancy yachts parked in the intercoastal right there. And, we're just looping around the city, giving you a look of the city and stuff like that. Now, today is a Sunday, so there's not much pedestrian traffic in the city. Neither there's much vehicular traffic and stuff like that. But the city continues to grow. From what I've seen when I first saw West Palm Beach over a decade ago, it continues to grow. And you will also see construction and stuff like that throughout this video. There's a lot of construction with high-rise buildings and stuff like that. And I expect this place to continue to develop and grow into an even bigger and better city with time. Right, so the roads are nice. It's a very clean city, at least to where we're at. And it boasts a lot of businesses, nice restaurants, a bunch of palm trees, and just generally clean and beautiful. Okay, but also one thing in West Palm Beach that I noticed, and I've talked to a few people within the city, and it's the same cry. The cost of real estate in West Palm Beach, because it's prime real estate. It's overlooking the intercoastal right there, and it's less than a few footsteps from the beach. So of course it's going to be very expensive in West Palm Beach, whether it's a condo, a house, or whatnot. Yes, the prices will be very high. So, and also just throughout Palm Beach County in general, cost of living is very expensive. With the rate of inflation and all these things these days, everything skyrocketed and went very high. So to the left, you're going to see that building that they're working on, and also a few more buildings coming up shortly throughout this video. Right. So, cost of living is high. Everything went through the roof. Okay, I didn't do it, you didn't do it, it happened how it happened. What are we gonna do? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna continue to travel and explore, do different things, go to different places, and make great videos so you guys could watch throughout time and learn about new places you can go, plan your trips. And also we're going to cover different topics of when you're traveling, if you're driving. Mostly driving is what I do when I travel, right? So we're going to cover some driving tips and how and when are the best times to drive, and places to drive, places to take breaks, places to rest, places to eat. All those things are also a part of our YouTube channel, travel and adventure type stuff, right? Yes, it is. So, when you're traveling, one of the major things and concerns today, and these are coming in heavy, is the cost of traveling. The cost of traveling is exuberant. Okay, so you got to remember when you travel, if you're traveling, whether you have a RV, a car, whatever you have, and you're traveling in, you want to make sure that that vehicle is in tip top shape at all times so you could get to your destination whenever you want to get to your destination, not whenever the vehicle feel like getting there. Okay, so we're going to take a deep dive into all those areas of travel, okay, and so we can have a good understanding of what we're doing on the road. Times to travel, that's also important. Like in this video, you'll see low traffic. Why? Because I chose a specific time to travel, which is on a Sunday, and I know that on a Sunday there's low traffic in these areas because it's such a big city and most people live outside of the city, right? But during regular weekdays, guess what? People come to work in the city, so the traffic is high in the city. So that's also one thing that you could use and know, okay, when are people at work and when are people are not at work. You can do that type of stuff also to lessen congestion and just make your life easier, all right? And you could probably see more things that you wouldn't normally see because you're paying attention to all these pedestrians crossing the street, people going up and down the sidewalks, skateboarders, motorcyclists, cyclists, and stuff like that. So that's also another important thing to consider when you're traveling, especially like this beautiful city of West Palm Beach. You want to look out and choose a great time, okay, depending on what you want to capture. Hey, what if you want to capture a crowded area with people and pedestrians moving along in a busy street? Then you got to choose a time when you know the place is busy, has a lot of people and stuff like that. But if you just want to capture the roads, the buildings and stuff like that, choose a time you know the people are away and not there doing much. Maybe onesies and twosies here and there, but just generally a clear area so you can travel, right? So this road that's coming up right here is Tamarind, and I think there's Banyan Road. I think it is. Is it? Yeah, I think we just passed that, right? So we're traveling along and we're heading to get out of West Palm Beach, downtown West Palm Beach right this second. So as you can see, that's pretty much a loop around the city. It's not that big of a city, you know, it's not a very big city, but it's not a small city either. The buildings down there are fine. The whole place just look awesome, and it's a newer city. I can say that it's not very old and run down. You know, like there's some cities that's very old. A good example of an old city would be like Savannah, Georgia. In Savannah, Georgia, you can look at the buildings and you'll notice that these buildings are brick. It's been there for a long time and it's very old. It's not ran down, but it's very old. As a matter of fact, Savannah, Georgia is the old style of the city is a part of the city's attraction in Savannah, Georgia. Okay, so that's a part of their attraction there in Savannah, Georgia. Old buildings, which is also fantastic because there's a big crowd and a lot of tourists like the antique look that they have in Savannah, and that's why they preserve it. Okay, right. But unlike Savannah, Georgia, West Palm Beach is newer. Buildings are newer and the roads are even newer. There's a lot of you know, small lakes around the city and a lot of ponds, and it's really surrounded by a lot of water, if you ask me, as you can see to the right there. Right, so when we exit this road, we're gonna get back onto Okeechobee Boulevard. So to get down into downtown West Palm Beach, we got off the Interstate 95, and then we took the Okeechobee Boulevard exit, and now we're gonna go back onto Okeechobee and exit the city of downtown West Palm Beach. Now, there's one thing I can say. Now, along the Okeechobee Boulevard, it's coming up here shortly. If you go down probably a mile or two, 3-4 minutes down the road, that's where they have the Lamborghini dealership. Not a lot of cities in America has a Lamborghini dealership. Rolls Royce, Ferrari, Audis, and there's very high-end vehicles. And that should give you an idea of the location of those high-end cars, which I would say is probably like 4 or 5 miles from where we are currently at, right here on the same Okeechobee Boulevard. I'm going west. All those dealerships is giving you an idea that there is a lot of money, or a lot of people with a lot of money that live in these areas of the world. Okay, because I've traveled into a lot of cities in West Palm, in the United States, and not every city has a Lamborghini dealership. Most cities don't have a Lamborghini dealership, but it's right here on this road. Okay, so that gives you an idea of what's going on. Anyways, it's Big Muscle. We're on the hustle. That was just a tour of the West Palm Beach area and just a quick chit chat talk. All right, so leave your comments in the comment section. Catch me in the next video. Until next time, Big Muscle. Remember to subscribe, like the video. Peace.